At this time, the chair calls up Dan Gumm, President, Forgiven Felons, and yourself, and you're registered for the bill. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. In 2004, I was incarcerated at a trustee camp, and our trustee camp worked for, at that time, Director of ID Division, Institutional Divisions, Doug Dretke. And so this trustee camp is where they kept the people that worked for the executive offices. And I remember in summer of 2004, I would have to fight other inmates to get to a cooler with ice in it so we could dip our sheets into the cooler. We weren't even worried about drinking it. Dip our sheets into the cooler to take it back to our bunk, our hot metal bunk, tie all four corners of the sheets to the four corners of the bunk, put my fan at the end so the fan will blow on that and create my own little bubble. But I used to have to fight to do that. My mom and dad, when they come to visit, they'd be like, "Why are you all wet? Why are you dripping with sweat?" Because I don't have an extra outfit to change into. This is how hot it is inside the dorms. I was on 4 different state prisons, and it was the same way every time. I got into a fight that landed me in solitary confinement September 18th, 2004. That fight was because of the heat in the dorms. After 4 state prisons, I got transferred to a private prison. Air conditioning. I didn't get in any fights there. In fact, I didn't see any fights. There were only 2 major lockdowns, the 2 annual ones. In all the other state prisons, there was always stuff going on because of the heat. I interviewed a former corrections committee appointee on my podcast. I said, "Are we ever going to make any headway with the air conditioning in the Texas prisons?" He said, "Unfortunately, only in the courts." And that's sad. And we talk about costs, and I get it, man. But what is the cost of a life? When the mission of prison and parole is to rehabilitate along with coming alongside the punitive side of it, how are we rehabilitating at the same time killing some of the inmates because of the heat? So what is the cost of a life? What's the cost of those lives that have already been mentioned? What are the costs of lives that are underreported? I come up here and testify a lot of bills that there's underreporting. I guarantee you, heat-related deaths are underreported in Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Thank you for being here. Members, any questions? If not, thank you for being here. Good to see you again. At this time, the chair calls up